Everyone is talking about Johnny Depp's trial with his ex-wife Amber Heard. However, there are a few lessons we can observe. They range from instilling perseverance to getting to know the whole picture and how humans are bound to repeat past patterns. The news that has gripped the masses is that actor Johnny Depp just won the defamation suit against his ex-wife Amber Heard. Moreover, the jury awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages in the trial. Depp made a closing statement after the win. He announced, "And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I'm truly humbled." For prior context, the case started when Heard wrote an opinion piece for the Washington Post in 2018. She described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse in that piece. She shared that she had been sexually assaulted and harassed by her ex-husband. At the center of the trial was whether or not Amber Heard committed libel against her ex-husband in this piece. So in today's video, I'll be revealing 4 hidden truths that you weren't aware of in the sensationalized trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Curious as to what they are? Well, stay tuned. Welcome to Successful Guys channel. Let's get started. Here are the hidden truths of Johnny Depp's trial. Johnny Depp began experimenting with various substances when he was only 11 years old. During his testimony on April 19, 2022, Depp recalled his first experience with drug abuse when he was a child. According to Depp, he would occasionally give himself one of his mother's nerve pills when he went to get them for her.
When I was 11 years old, I wanted to calm down, and I didn't know how to, so I'd bring my mom her nerve pill, walk away, and I would take one myself.
After making the admission, Depp continued, "I'd done pretty much all drugs I was aware of by the time I was 15 years old. It's never been for the party effect. It's been for trying to numb the things inside that can plague someone who's experienced trauma." He stated that Heard exaggerated his drug abuse and neurotic behavior. For example, when he was under the influence of narcotics, he told the jury, "I think it was an easy target for her to hit. I'm not some maniac who needs to be high or loaded all the time." He also alleged that he detoxed from narcotics while they were married. The actor had difficulty keeping up with his agent's career demands. Heard's legal team alleged that Depp was chronically late to work on the sets with his movies, including the 5th installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which was filmed in Australia. According to Dombrowski, Depp's old agent continued booking for him so many projects so that he could pad his own pockets with the commission fees. As a result, Depp's professional life was strained, and Dombrowski blamed the agent. Johnny Depp suffered from childhood abuse at the hands of his mother. Both Dombrowski and Depp individually described their brutal upbringings at the hand of their mother, Betty Sue Palmer, as they were raised in the same household. "Really early on as a young child, none of what was happening in our home felt good," Dombrowski said, recalling that Palmer would scream, hurl things, and strike her in death.
Both Johnny and I we decided that once we had our own home, that we were never going to repeat ever anything similar in any way to our childhood. We were gonna do it different.
She also said that Depp never fought back against Palmer, instead opting to take cover in his bedroom whenever they came into conflict. According to Depp's recollection, the verbal abuse, the psychological assault, was nearly worse than the beatings. The beatings caused merely bodily discomfort. You become accustomed to coping with the physical discomfort. You get used to taking things in stride, and you eventually learn how to cope with it. He said that Palmer threw things at him and his sister, including a telephone, a shoe with a high heel, and an ashtray. He continued that Palmer had also hit both of them in the head. He went on to say, "When Betty Sue, my mother, would go off on a tangent at my father, and of course in front of the kids, it didn't matter to her." But astonishingly, he did not show any emotion at all. The entire time she was tormenting him with terrible things, he never did anything except stand there and stare at her as she caused him pain. He just took it in stride. It was taken by him. Johnny Depp's marriage to Amber Heard was similar to how he was treated as a youngster. He repeated the circumstances that he saw in his childhood. During his testimony on April 20th, 2022, Depp stated that his childhood trauma was what emotionally kept him in this marriage to Heard, even when it became abusive. He noted that this was the case even though the marriage was toxic. In addition, he said that Heard held a significant amount of scorn for him and constantly berated him with language that was demeaning. If there's a dialogue between two people, both people need to speak, but there was no way to fit a word in. It was a sort of rapid-fire, endless parade of insults, Depp said, alleging that he was not allowed to be right and not allowed to have a voice. He added, "You start to slowly realize that you're in a relationship with your mother, in a sense. And I know that sounds perverse and obtuse, but the fact is some people search for weaknesses in people." He stated that he thought he stayed in the marriage because his father didn't leave his abusive mother for several years. But moreover, he admitted he wanted to stick it out partly because he'd lost his relationship with Paradise and didn't want to fail or hurt anyone. Johnny Depp has stated that Amber Heard made suicidal threats during their relationship. On April 20th, 2022, Depp recalled that his mother attempted to take her own life after his father departed from the home. Additionally, he asserted that Heard would threaten to take her own life if he were to leave her for even a short period, such as a few hours. He stated that the actress would wail and shout to the high heavens that she couldn't live without him and that she wanted to kill herself if he broke up with her. Again, he claimed this would happen if he left her. The couple's therapist who worked with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp stated they participated in mutual abuse. Dr. Laura Anderson, who served as Depp and Heard's marriage counselor at one point, claimed that the couple participated in mutual abuse throughout the entirety of their relationship. When directly questioned about whether or not Johnny Depp was violent with Heard, Anderson responded,
"Both were victims of abuse in their homes, but I thought he had been well controlled for decades. And then with Ms. Heard, he was triggered and they engaged in what I saw as mutual abuse."
Anderson claimed that she saw multiple small bruises on Heard's face during at least one in-person meeting. She also asserted that Heard would sometimes instigate physical altercations with Depp to prevent him from leaving her. Heard's defense of these allegations is that they were false. Anderson explained that abandonment was Heard's worst nightmare and claimed if Depp was going to leave to de-escalate the fight, she would strike him to keep him there because she would rather be in a fight than let him leave. According to Anderson, Heard informed her that this was a matter of pride to her if she felt mistreated to instigate a fight when they had an argument. So, there you have it. The hidden truths in Johnny Depp's trial. It's impossible to support anyone without knowing the full picture. Before coming to any conclusions, everyone should be accountable for hearing and assessing all hard facts. It's not hidden that people tend to follow what feels comfortable to them. Hence, childhood victims of abuse gravitate towards situations that feel similar to them. We see this clear as day in both Heard and Depp's personal cases. Therefore, it's essential to dissect childhood trauma and not let it travel into your adulthood. Similarly, Depp never felt like he was in control of his marriage, his work life, or his drug habits, which made him yearn to have some control in his life. For Depp to truly learn how not to fall into his old comfortable habits, he had to become uncomfortable, bare his soul to everyone, and show his vulnerable side, which oftentimes is the vital aspect in life. Thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and switch on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our insightful videos. See you in the following video.